There's a sickness in modern filmmaking, a fear of silence, a fear that if everything stops for even a moment, we'll get bored, we'll click away. And so every frame is saturated with information, with dialogue, with music. But one studio, on the other side of the world, has perfected the art of saying everything by saying almost nothing at all. This isn't just a different style, it's a conscious choice. And that choice reveals a fundamental divide between two storytelling philosophies. This is the story of what Studio Ghibli understands about the power of silence that Hollywood, it seems, has forgotten.
To understand what makes Ghibli's approach so unique, we first have to understand the dominant philosophy in Western animation, a philosophy perfected and championed by Disney. It's a storytelling model built on constant forward momentum. Heavily influenced by the structure of Broadway musicals and classic Hollywood screenwriting, the rule is simple: there can never be a dull moment. This philosophy has deep roots. Early American filmmaking, constrained by the Hays Code, needed to present clear, unambiguous moral narratives. There was little room for gray areas or quiet contemplation. Everything had to be purposeful. Disney animation inherited this DNA. Almost every single scene in a classic Disney film serves a direct, immediate purpose. It pushes the plot forward, it develops a character, or it lands a joke. There is almost no downtime. Western filmmaking often views silence as a void, an emptiness that needs to be filled. If there's no dialogue, there's a musical score telling you how to feel. If there's no score, there's a flurry of action or sound effects. The most famous example of this is the Disney I Want song. It's a brilliant and incredibly efficient storytelling tool. In 3 minutes, a character like Ariel can explicitly state her entire motivation, her internal conflict, and her goals for the rest of the movie. The collaboration between legendary songwriters like Alan Menken and the animators was designed to solve narrative problems with maximum emotional impact. There's no ambiguity, no need for quiet introspection. The music and lyrics deliver all the necessary information directly to the audience. Even in modern, non-musical Pixar films, this philosophy persists. Quiet moments are often filled with internal monologues, fast-paced cuts, or a guiding score that ensures the audience is never lost. This philosophy is about clarity, efficiency, and ensuring the audience is always engaged. It's a model that has created some of the most beloved films of all time. But it is a model that leaves very little room for silence. And now, we arrive at the counter-philosophy, a philosophy summarized in one Japanese word, ma. The word translates to gap or space, but it's more than that. It's not empty space, it's active space. Ma is deeply rooted in Japanese arts and Zen Buddhism. It's the understanding that the space between events is just as important as the events themselves. Hayao Miyazaki himself famously called these moments breathing room. He once said that if you have nonstop action with no breathing room, it's just busyness. But if you take a moment, the emotional resonance of the film can grow. This connects to another Japanese aesthetic, mono no aware, a gentle sadness for the transience of things. Ghibli's quiet moments often evoke this feeling, allowing us to appreciate a fleeting moment of beauty before it's gone. Let's look again at the famous train sequence from Spirited Away. For nearly 2 minutes, there's almost no dialogue. The plot doesn't advance. Chihiro simply sits and watches a strange, beautiful, and melancholy world pass by. This scene is pure ma. Its purpose isn't to advance the story, but to allow both Chihiro and the audience to process the immense journey she's been on. To feel her loneliness, her quiet determination, and the sheer scale of the world she's found herself in. Miyazaki trusts your emotional intelligence. Instead of telling you how to feel, he simply creates the conditions for you to feel on your own. We see this again in the iconic bus stop scene in My Neighbor Totoro. 2 young girls are waiting for their father's bus in the dark, rainy woods. For a long time, nothing happens. We just hear the rain. This long, quiet wait builds a gentle anticipation, and it immerses us in the patient, magical rhythm of the natural world. So when Totoro finally appears, the moment feels earned and truly magical precisely because it emerged from that stillness. And it's not just Miyazaki. Ghibli's other co-founder, the late Isao Takahata, was perhaps an even greater master of ma. In films like Only Yesterday and The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, he used quiet, hyper-realistic moments of everyday life, peeling a pineapple, a child learning to walk, to create profound emotional drama. His work proves that the most powerful stories are often found in the most ordinary moments.
These moments of Ma are not wasted time. They are the heart of the film. They give the world of Ghibli texture, depth, and a profound sense of realism. This is the language of less. The clearest way to see this philosophical divide is to compare how each studio handles similar types of scenes. Let's take something as simple as preparing and eating a meal. In Ghibli films, food is often a quiet ritual. The focus is on the process, the textures, the sounds of cooking. It's a moment of calm, community, and comfort. It builds the world and reveals character through quiet action. In Disney, a meal can become a spectacular Broadway number, filled with exposition, energy, and overwhelming sensory input. Both are brilliant, but they serve completely different purposes. Or consider how they handle grief. After a tragedy in a Disney film, we often get a powerful, sad orchestral score, telling us exactly how tragic the moment is. In Ghibli films like Princess Mononoke, moments of loss are often followed by quiet, observational scenes of nature, allowing the characters and the audience to process the event in a more internal, contemplative way. The same goes for travel. In Kiki's delivery service, we experience her long, quiet train ride as she leaves home, giving us time to feel her mix of excitement and apprehension. In many Western films, a long journey is condensed into a fast-paced montage set to an energetic pop song. One invites contemplation, the other delivers information efficiently.
Ultimately, this isn't about which style is better or worse. It's about recognizing two different kinds of magic, born from two different storytelling goals. Disney's magic is spectacular and declarative. It uses sound, music, and constant action to tell you what a character feels and wants, ensuring you are always swept up in the emotion and the story. It is the magic of performance. Ghibli's magic is subtle and contemplative. It uses silence, stillness, and the art of Ma to create a space, a breathing room, for you to think and feel for yourself. It doesn't tell you how to feel, it invites you to feel. It is the magic of atmosphere. And perhaps the greatest secret that Ghibli understands is that the most powerful moments in a story, and in life, are not always the loudest ones. Ghibli's magic isn't just in what they choose to show you on screen, but in what they bravely choose to leave out. In the end, the fundamental difference is this. Disney tells you a story. Ghibli lets you live inside of one. And that is an art form that feels like it's getting lost.